It's not every day that we meet someone truly inspiring that we could label a hero. And today I'm getting ready to sit down with someone that truly is inspiring, that has a powerful story that encompasses both overcoming and persevering. So stay tuned and watch. So, who are you?
My name's Matthew Johnston. I'm 52 years old this year. I've been building houses all my life except for 4 years when I went in the Marine Corps at a young age, buying the house that I was born and raised in from my mom. I've got 6 children. 3 boys, 3 girls, just like the Brady Bunch. I've got 8 grandchildren, 4 boys, 4 girls. We try to keep everything balanced here. Had a life-changing experience last year. We thought we had a stroke. Our left side started shutting down, and I knew that if I went in the hospital and it was a stroke, the money was over for my family. I trained myself for my left side to work, and I was working alongside one of my best friends, and he said he never knew. I could tell. You really had to think to make the left side move. Finally, it got so bad I couldn't control it anymore. Went to the hospital on a Wednesday morning, told the gentleman that I thought I'd had a stroke. He done the test, ran all the blood work, come back and told me no stroke. He got me over, done a brain scan, diagnosed me with lung cancer, and it had already moved into stage 4. My first diagnosis was, we're going to get you to Christmas, we're going to bury you probably around February. That was Dr. Waddy's diagnosis. He wanted my wife to know, you know, this is the evil son of a gun, it's a killer. It's already gotten away from us if you catch it in an earlier stage. But I had 4 professionals. Only one of them was a pure scientist. The other 3 were, they were God-fearing men. And one of them told me one day that unless Bill or Bob decide to run the stop sign and take me out, we might be fighting this 22 years from now.
What were the feelings and emotions that you felt when he said, no, it's not COPD, it's not a stroke, you've got lung cancer and you've got some spots on your brain?
I was trying to hold it together for my wife. I've never seen her fall apart like that. We had bought this house, and you know how you're wanting to do this and you're wanting to do that. We had a brand new grandbaby, and everything it stopped. Nobody would ever say that cancer is a blessing, but it's a definite awakening. My dad told us a long time ago that the Lord will always be right there. Now, whether or not you want to use him, that's up to you. He told us just how easy life was, you know. There's no, it's black and white. There's no gray in there. If there's gray in there, you're putting it in there. And that's what this cancer does. This disease carries 2 things with it. One of them is just a destroyer of men. But it also carries a magnet that draws people together.
Would you say at this point, you know, reflecting over your life, do you have any regrets?
The only regret that I have is that it took cancer to open my eyes the way that they're open now. Me and my wife have spent 22 years together, and it could have been like this. the little fights and the little aggravations, they're here, but they're non-existent compared to what they were.
Every time that I've talked to you, you end up inspiring me and giving me hope, and I'm not dealing and battling with cancer. And so that's where, you know, I would love for you to share your recipe that you've found. Somehow, you know what, I'm sure some of it came from God, some of it has come from the inspiration from your family, but you know, what is it that gets you out of bed every morning?
I think it's just my grandchildren and my children. Like I said, we got 2 brand new grandbabies, and then my wife, you know, I told my wife the other day, if we lose tonight, we won. We've never been this close.
Now approaching nearly a year in your journey of fighting and battling your cancer, and you know, you've shared many of the struggles, but also really the inspiring story of how it's brought your family closer, how it's made you realize life is so much more than the little petty things that we often take for granted, or we make big deals out of small things.
Yeah.
And but you know, there's a lot of people maybe watching this that's just recently has gotten a diagnosis, just like you did back on that June day, you know, where literally your life flashed before your eyes. Many of their lives are flashing before their eyes. What words of hope or encouragement might you have for someone that's going through the same thing you are, and they're just now finding out?
Never give up. That cancer center up there is so, it's just so uplifting, inspiring. At the end of it, they have a ceremony. It's the ceremony of the rocks. And there's a rock garden in the back. It's awesome. I helped build that place and had no idea that that was back there. They give you a little rock and you write something on that rock and you put it down there in the rock garden. You go out there and see all of these rocks in this garden of what people wrote on them, and that's what I did. I wrote Semper Fi, which in the Marine Corps, Semper Fidelis is always faithful. I wrote Semper Fi, and I wrote never give up. And I haven't gave up. My family, every time I start to give up, are right there.
You know, you've shared some of your wishes, you know, we'll call them bucket list items. You know, have you, I'm sure, you know, going fishing with the grandson and some of those things. You know, are there other things that you've thought or maybe shared with your family, you know, before I take my last breath, I sure would like to do these things?
I don't want my wife's roof to leak. I'd like for her to be able to put her head down, not worry about where she's going to put it down at. And I'd like to catch a fish with my new grandson. I'd like to buy a couple of dresses for my new granddaughter that I haven't seen. And just one more camping trip. One more good rock climb. We've always tried to go camping. That's our big deal every summer. We've rock climbed all of our lives. And I think that could do it for me. I want, when it's all over with, that they can say, well, we fought the good fight. Now it's time for us to get on, live the rest of it. And I know they will. There's just too much spirit in there. I've been surrounded by it all my life. I didn't know just how strong it was until June. But it's stronger than I ever imagined.